Hello everyone and welcome to The Art of Teaching Art. I'm Mrs. Darby and today we will be exploring how to develop ideas using texture as a basis for the start of a project. So the project that we're starting on is based on surroundings. If you want to watch the part where we make a mind map about surroundings with some initial ideas, but just go back and look at that video. So the idea of this is it's a piece of work to explore different things before we get more into the project. So it's some of the initial thoughts and ideas to get some drawing and experimentation down on the page before we start to look at artists. Now with this piece I've used a whole range of different materials and I've drawn from observation. So straight away I'm getting marks for AO3 for recording ideas. I've worked from my own photographs as well, so again I'm getting marks for that. I can do some annotation about the materials I used again for AO3, and then for AO2 I've got the experimentation with materials. I can start to refine some of these ideas to develop my skills for the rest of the project. And this will also help me to see what kind of style I want to go for in the project, and that will help me with selecting artists and taking future photographs. So if we look a little bit more closely at this page, is a really easy starting point. So I've literally gone round and taken some pictures of textures. So I've got a whole host of pictures here of different textures just taken from walks and places that I visited. So loads of different pictures of natural and man-made things as well. And I've chosen parts of these to become the squares. So we've got quite a few squares using pencil. So we've got a few pencil squares, some more focusing on mark making, some on textures, working with the background of the page. I've also used fine liner and water, and fine liner just on its own, colouring pencil, and here as well, normal biro pen. We've got some different pieces using biro, and some with white gel pen on different materials, and some combining colouring pencil with pen and combining some of the materials together, as well as watercolour. So a whole range of different materials have been used to create this page, and overall I think it looks really nice and effective to explore some ideas. And you can be more detailed in some of the drawings, but in other drawings you could be a bit more selective, break it down more into mark making, just do the basic shapes. So you've got a whole range of ideas, and it is really suitable for different skill levels as well. So the things that you will need to make this page, you will want some collage type materials, some different backgrounds. I have cut mine up into 4cm by 4cm squares. I have also created a little template to help me draw my boxes. You will then want a range of art materials. I have got quite a range here, but the basic I think you will want is a range of pencils, pen, maybe a fine liner would be a good start. Other things you could add on is colouring pencils, watercolours, but we're going for quite simple materials here. We don't want this page to be overloaded with lots and lots of things. So first of all, I'm measuring out. So I've added a centimetre border to the top and sides, and then I'm measuring 4cm strips with ½ centimetre in between. So I'm just doing this kind of vaguely. I'm going to use templates to do the rest. So I'm just sorting out my squares. So I've got a variety of different ones. Some have coffee staining, which I will link the video to how to do that down below. And some have watercolour washes, which again I will link the video of how to do that. So I have also got brown paper, map, squared paper, envelope paper and black paper, and then also some jelly printed paper as well. So just a whole range of different textures and backgrounds. So I'm just sticking them down. I'm using the templates to help me arrange the page and drawing round those to create the other boxes as well. So just arranging them really carefully, thinking about where they will go compositionally and which colours might go together really nicely as well. So just using a rubber now to clean up the page, just rubbing out any bits of pencil in between boxes, making sure my boxes are nice and structured. And I'm just going to add watercolour washes to 2 of the boxes just to add a different texture to the page. I'm using colours which link to what I've already got on the page, so with the pink and brown, and just doing a nice smooth wash there. So ready to move on to the actual drawing part. I'm going to show you 4 different techniques to explore, and I've just used a viewfinder to select an area on my photograph to look at. So I'm just working with pencil now, so I'm copying the lines that I can see on the drawing just with a 2B pencil first of all, so using those smooth lines across the page. And then I'm going to add some darker areas with a 4B pencil to just add that level of detail. So that was pencil, and moving on to the pen technique, I'm working on a coffee background, and I'm really focusing on the divots and textures of the lines, so not doing just straight lines, really focusing in on the detail. And then adding cross-hatching with the pen, so I've got a different texture occurring there, just to make it more interesting, make each square different. So adding some darker cross-hatching by going both ways, adding more detail to that. And then adding some lighter cross-hatching just with the pen. I'm pressing in a lighter way with the pen to add those lighter areas. I just use a colouring pencil over the coffee to just dull that down for that bit of white, and just finishing off the square with some lighter cross-hatching. Now we're moving on to the next technique. So this is fine liner and water. So I've selected this rusty grate and I'm just drawing it out. So when you've got a single line with fine liner, that's not going to generate much ink when you add the water on. So if you want an area to be darker, you need to double or triple the line. So you can see me just doing that now. And then working on top to add any other details. So I'm just doing this with single lines and adding some hatching as well. So just with a thin brush and water, I'm adding the water on top, just spreading it really carefully. Be careful with this, don't just brush it all over, put it on selectively, add it in certain areas. Really lovely technique actually, because it sometimes does unexpected things, which is actually quite nice in art, and it dries different colours as well according to the pen that you're using, so again works really nicely. So onto the last square, I'm using a white pen. I've selected this section of wood, and I'm just using hatched marks to create the texture with the pen, looking at the detail of the highlights that I can see in the wood there. So really simple to do. I'm going to work over with a pencil now to just add that dark bit that I can see in the centre there, to just get that contrast within the piece. And we're done. So here we've got a few squares completed with just a few different techniques. Obviously you could continue using the different materials, doing more detailed drawings and some further away drawings, choosing small areas using a viewfinder, working on different backgrounds, and this way you're able to quite quickly explore a wide range of photographs as well as medium. If you are liking more detailed drawings, obviously you can do squares of that, and if you like more abstract pieces, then of course you can do that, and you just keep working and then you build up to your full page. Thank you so much for watching and have a really great day.